Morning, morning. Thank you, galore, for a new day to trade. This is not financial advice, educational purposes only. Shorting small caps is very high risk. So, I've taken a few trades today already. SKYE, called it twice. It's the only thing I've traded so far. I caught two solid moves on it though. So, padded the P&L going into the live stream. I'll take it. But let's see what the market brings us today. Seven o'clock in 20 seconds. Dang, CPS was a nice move too. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, there's a few plays this morning. Need to start waking up earlier because between 4 and 7 today, there was a bunch of pumps and fails. Like I said, I called SKYE, but twice. Good morning, good morning. INKT is pushing back up, but it's a little pricey for me, so I'm probably going to pass on this one. I think it had somewhat decent news. Yeah, I agree. I was just saying that, John, so I'm probably going to pass on this one. Let me read it. So it is only preclinical and the funding's only 1.1 million, but again, I don't really like the ones in this price range. All right, just chilling for now. I'm watching INKT, but again, I'm not really interested in it. Pretty low float too. 2 million float is what I'm seeing. With nothing else moving, I wouldn't be surprised if this does actually break 20, but let's see what happens. Here it goes. No, it couldn't hold. Struggling, but still wouldn't be surprised if it does eventually bust through. And short, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I feel like it's gonna break down now. It's struggling to get through 20, but I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'll get a play here in a second. Let me know if y'all see anything interesting. BEAT. Heartbeam, and so it's a strategic AI collaboration to bring clinical grade heart monitoring into the home. And it doesn't look very liquid either. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if INKT revisits VWAP here, but I'm gonna pass. INK. Do you mean INKT? I think it's, but here you go. Now it's about to, now it looks like it's about to push through 20. I don't know. So I'm just watching. I don't have a position, but again, I really wouldn't be surprised if it does break 20 because there's nothing else really moving and it's got a low float, but that's a nasty rejection. And you probably heard me say it. I wouldn't be surprised if it fades. I wouldn't be surprised if it busts through. So whenever I'm not sure like that, I just don't take a position because then it just feels like gambling. I can see this one ripping and I can see it diving too. So I'm just going to watch. And y'all know, at least the people that tune in regularly, I don't usually take positions on this price, you know, like the $20 range. It's not my favorite. I really like the dollar to like $5 range. Statistically, I do the best with those as well. Because the problem with these, when they're this price and they're this small a market cap, their float is usually tiny. And this one is 2 million. And then it'll just like start skipping numbers, you know, and go from like 20 to 25 in a blink of an eye. $7.11. Yeah, no, this one can rip for sure. I went way too far back. Oh yeah, this one right here. Yeah, jeez. BEAT's moving now. It did end up making a little bit of a move there. Getting a little flush on it. I don't think that news was that great either. Keep an eye on SKYE. I don't even know why this one was pumping. Maybe there was news earlier. I didn't even check, but this one was money earlier. So again, I went into this session already up a little bit. So trying not to rush the first play, but good call on BEAT. That's the one I should have been focused on. But yeah, yesterday was a pretty good day actually. I had a pretty good pre-market. Then the rest of the day ended well too. So hopefully we can keep this streak going this week. Ended up with a 4K day yesterday, which for me is pretty solid. Um, and a couple grand on the trade the pool account. So I'd like to not give it back today. So I'm gonna be patient, wait for the right play to show up. CIIT was my biggest winner yesterday though, after it made that ridiculous move. Caught it from like 150 to 1. 5,000 shares. Really was nice on the P&L. And I followed my rules in after hours yesterday too. No Chinese. And I kind of tweaked it. So I'm only going to trade Chinese on trade the pool accounts on prop firms going forward after hours and pre-market. Because if I blow up one of those, I don't care. But with what we've seen with MPT and CIIT in the matter of a couple months, I just don't know if it's worth it anymore. So let me dig into BEAT's news a little bit more. Yeah, I don't think the news is that strong, honestly. T-Bone, what do you think about that news? SAFX. Curling a little bit. Yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it push a little. Would you? Oh yeah, it's only up. Yeah, exactly. So I'd like to see it push a little bit first. Like I'd play this one, but again, want to see a little more range on it. So if it pushes back to like 185, 190, maybe. Big float too, so not too concerned with this one running against me too hard either. But I don't love it. I want to see a bigger move on it. Pull up the daily. Is there any strong levels on it? We're getting back up there. I'd really like it around 2. So I might be patient. I might wait for that. 195 2. I'll get me a stab. Okay, we're starting to get there. So I'm gonna get it pulled up. Get ready. Okay, got my first stab, 189. It's very small. That's my little starter. Bigger size, 198. And still not huge, but bigger. Did I get filled? No, it didn't get filled. Dang, 1 cent off. Dang, we're about to flush too. That'd have been a nice fill. I'm just gonna scalp these. All right, I got my 178 fill. So I'm gonna wait Made a little bit on that, nothing too fancy, but I'm gonna wait to see if it pushes now. So back to all cash. Just a quick little scalp. But yeah, I don't really think the news is that great. So I think it's mainly moving because nothing else is really moving outside of what INKT, which is not really doing much anymore. It's not my favorite pattern. It's starting to, kind of get that little grind pattern, at least on the 1 minute. But it has a little range on it. It pushes and flushes about 10 cents each time. That's basically how I caught it last time. I think 189 to 178. It's got a little 11-cent move on it, but see if that 198 gets filled. It might actually flush before then, but it doesn't look super strong right now. I like that it's a 30 million float though. It's kind of on the higher side of what I like typically, but in pre-market I don't mind them a little bigger just because it less likely that it's going to just, run super hard. And the low float pumpers and momentum traders, they don't like those as much either. So less likely for someone to pump it. What did SAFX end up doing? Not much. Good morning, good morning. Breaking down a little bit here. First time on the 1 minute, it's kind of decisively closed under the 9 in VWAP. So let's see if it keeps fading or if it recovers. Nice one, T-bone. I think it's, could be wrong. I think it's done. I wish I would have got a 189 fill right there. I might try to sneak in another order 189 if it gets there again. It's starting to look like it might be backside. See what the 5 minute looks like. Yeah. I'm not even confident it's going to break new highs at this point. It said AZI news, so Chinese, so I've been kind of avoiding these. No, not much on it. Any distraction whatsoever, BEAT is just going to die. It might die even before a distraction. Two minutes till 7:30. Let's see if we get any new PRs. This one's been kind of lame to watch, but like I said, anything can happen, but I think this one is going south. AZI pushing a little bit, but again, it's not enough on this move, and since it's Chinese, I'm gonna kind of chill with it. No, probably not focus too much attention on it. 7:30. Let's see if we get any new PRs. Few, but I don't hear anything moving right now. PAPL got a little pop right here. Pineapple Financials. Not enough on it for me to be interested just yet. Hebrew INKT bought it at 18 and got out at 20. Let's go. Dang, PAPL did get up to 88 cents though. I want to see it a little bit more though. What was the news with PAPL? No news. Looks like it's about to fail VWAP here. I think BEAT's cooked, but again, I don't want to just rush into this position, but I'd be very surprised if it doesn't keep going down. Just really not enough on the move for me. PAPL, flush off VWAP. PAPL did have some news today. Let me me see. Stock Titan's been missing some of the headlines, so maybe it missed this one. Yeah, I still don't see it, but that's all right. Kind of wish BEAT would push one more time. Get up to like 189 again. I would love that, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I realized PAPL barely has had any volume too, it looks like. Oh no, it's got about 500,000. It's good enough. But again, it's just not up enough. So going to stay patient. Yeah, there are better plays from 4 to 7 o'clock today. There's quite a few pumps that didn't sustain. Haven't seen much since 7 a.m. So BEAT looks like it's trying to break back above VWAP. So like I said, if it makes any kind of push here, especially if it gets, you know, I'm gonna have an order sitting at 188. My 198 is still there too, but I don't think it's gonna get there. I might actually tempted to play it here, but I might just wait and see if it pushes some. Wouldn't be surprised if it fails here too either though. Let's see. Do I want to play VWAP right now? Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Small. Catch a little, might just hold this one. Just wait for the round trip. Smart thing would be to get out probably 171. Get your quick little scalp on it because it's kind of stuck in this range. So I'll probably trim half there and then just leave some runners because I still think it's going to round trip. Or at least drop lower. Anyways, at $1.79. First trim's 171, then I'm gonna leave runners. If it breaks 180, I'll probably just stop out quickly, only risk a few cents, and then take another stab, 189 and 198. Good morning, T-Mac. Solid day yesterday, bro. So we're at 180, let's see what happens. So it looks like we're trying to push through. It was a small size, so I might actually just hold on to them and then just re-add a little bigger at 189. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to them. So my next order is 189. And then the final stab is, this is kind of why I waited, because I think it might still flush back down, but then my next ad's 198. Let's go. Glad I didn't stop out now. I actually wanted to get to 189. Even with me in it, because again, I just have very little faith in this thing really making any strong moves on that news. I think the only reason it's really getting attention now is because it's the only thing really moving. What's the story with INKT? Yeah, I don't like them this price. Preclinical news, I think it's cancer-related news. Probably isn't a bad play, but yeah, I don't really like them at this price and this float range. Only taking a few trades today. Caught a little scalp on BEAT and then caught 2 scalps on SKYE earlier. So nothing crazy today, but I'd like to see a nice 8 a.m. pop. Something with a strong move, since things haven't been really holding. Be a good day to catch one of those. Appreciate the likes on the videos, guys. I see there's 110 concurrent viewers. I think yesterday I only had 19 likes on the video, so if you appreciate all this insane action today, appreciate a like on the video. There. And I think we might get some plays here at 8. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So again, with BEAT, I wouldn't mind if it decided to, I wouldn't be surprised if it decides to push here. And again, I wouldn't be disappointed either. Because again, I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. I don't ever like saying the word confident just because we're shorting manipulated small caps, so anything can happen. But I wouldn't, now that we've seen it hang out under VWAP for so long, I wouldn't mind a fill around 189 because I just have a hard time it's going to keep pushing much past that level. So if it decides to push, it's not the end of the world, but it's just not showing a lot of strength. And it's a 30 million float. Less likely it's going to run hard. But again, pretty lame so far. Not a lot of plays. PAPL, nice little fail here on this one. Saw this one a little too late though. BIAF, I think it's pushing. $4 million float. What's going on with this one? $4 million. I might be too late to it. Yeah, it's already flushing. 4 million float, 5 million market cap. Large scale longitude clinical longitude. I can't pronounce that word. Clinical study for its non-invasive lung cancer diagnostic. So let me dig into this news a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't seem that impressive to me. Let's see what the daily looks like. Probably wouldn't be bad around 150. That's about where it's at now, isn't it? I'm just gonna wait. It's still not that big of a move. Might flush here. See if it steals a little bit of attention of BEAT. But yeah, 150 would have been a good entry on this one. Nice little flush on it. Hope some of y'all caught that one. Pushing back up. I don't know. There's still not a lot on this move. I think my BEAT position's flushing now. So yeah, I got my first fill, 171. I'm gonna hold the runners. See if we keep dropping. A little bit of money rotation here, I think, for this study, the one I can't pronounce. I've said this word 1,000 times in my life. What is it? Longitudinal. But I'm gonna just probably just wait, see if it pushes back to 150. Dang, I just messed up the chart. So got my first fill on BAT, and I'm just going to hold on to these runners on it. So only in 500 shares now. I was playing it pretty small. I just got in 1,000 at 179. Filled 500, 171, and then I'm just going to see if we round trip as more attention gets pulled from it. But yeah, this probably wasn't a bad play. It's a little distracted by, or just a little slow on this one, but 150 was probably a really good fill on this one. And honestly, if other news comes out and it keeps getting stuck under VWAP, there might be some money rotation on this one as well. But again, maybe we'll get us some nice pops at 8 so I don't fall asleep. BIAF's dropping. I'm watching it on my phone. That was probably one of the better plays today. Nice flush on BIAF. Anybody catch that? I think I'm gonna, if it gets back to 179, I'm gonna add those 500 back because it's kind of stuck in this range. Let's go, rookie numbers. Let's go. Good job, guys. Where's your stop on B? I don't have one, but probably over 2 if it holds over 2. I got a 189 entry and 198 waiting. But if it holds over 2, I'll probably stop out, but I will be extremely surprised if I'm in that scenario. Yeah, so I only entered 1,000 shares there. Then I have another 1,000 at $1.89, and I have 2,000 at $1.98. My last hit, I always like it to be a little bit bigger to get my average up. But that's where I kind of got to draw the line in the sand since there's more size. So if it holds over 2, the reason I say hold is because I don't want to have just like a little random wick stop me out. So it would have to, like, 5-minute candle close above 2, or it would have to really push for me to close it. So I already took profit at 171, half of it. Again, this is just a little quick scalp, and then I'm just holding on to the runners now. Probably trim at 161. But again, this isn't that great of a play. Nasty flush on BIEF though. Should have jumped in that one. I was doing too much research on it. Took too long. But if it gets back to 179, I have the amount I took profit on waiting up there. But again, hopefully in the next few seconds we'll get some decent PRs, because I would like to catch a bigger move. I like leaving pre-market up a couple, you know, in a good spot. Like yesterday, I was up a couple grand on the morning, so it makes the rest of the day pretty chill. I don't feel like I need to trade more. So there's a bunch of PRs that came out. So let's see if any of them starts getting attention. Merger agreement with VTAK. Definite merger agreement at that. Pumping. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if VTAK pushes a little bit. I'm not really interested in a short on this one because these definite merger agreements, unless you really dig into the nitty gritty details, it's hard to really just know how good of a deal it is for shareholders. Just quick glance. It could be a trash deal. It could be a good deal. See, it's kind of pushing now. So I'm going to just let it push. Probably not interested in this one. See, here we go. Oh, we're at the 200s now. This is tempting. Just watching. Probably missed it. That's all right. Being a little bit more conservative today. Should have took a long one. It was what, 140 when I was talking about it? 160? If it gets back to the 200, I'll probably play it. And what is this? I got a level drawn on it right here. I don't know really what it is, but it's hanging around it. Really don't like shorting definite merger agreements, to be honest. I just don't think I'm gonna get a clean flush on it. So I might scalp it. Let's put it on the 1 minute. Maybe scalp it if it gets back up to 290. Stock Titan. That's why I got it, because I did a ton of research when I used to be a long trader to try to find the one that has the quickest news. And Stock Titan, outside of the Bloomberg terminal, which is an ungodly amount, it seemed to be the quickest. Oh, VTAK is liquidate only. Interesting. Looking weak now. Everything's been flush in the last couple of days, so this one might tank too. But again, like I said, I don't love definite merger agreements personally to short. Still holding on to my BEAT. My cover's at 161. I'm pretty confident it'll get there, but I am expecting it to be slow though. It's just not super liquid anymore. APVO. Ooh, we get a little pop here. What's the story with this one? Dang, nothing's lasting long enough. And see, this is why I used to short before I looked at news. It's because these things flush so freaking quick. Less than a million float. Healthcare. Oh, it's pushing. I might get a stab on it though. Oh, it already fell back down. Is this one liquidate only? Gosh. This one is liquidate only. Only 28 patients though. Is this what phase is this in? I don't know. I'm being super slow today. The move's already over with. I might stab it with trade the pool though. Yeah. I'm about to get an order with. All right, I'm in it. Ooh, covering. And I'm out. Nice. Wish you would have been on TradeZero, but whatever. Caught a little move on it. We're going negative. Yeah, I'm trying to take my time, trying to really get into the news a little bit more today. Because I don't know, being a little more conservative. I started my week really strong yesterday with 2K on Trade the Pool and 4K on TradeZero, and I just don't want to give it back. Because it was so nice yesterday. Chilling. I didn't trade that much intraday. Because whenever I leave pre-market red, which is rare, but when I do, I just feel like obligated to get it back. And I know that's not how it should be, but I'm truthful with y'all, so that's how it is. But did pretty well with that one though. Just like I said, I wish it was on TradeZero instead of Trade the Pool, but all good. Do you use Stock Titan's momentum scanner? No, I just use their news. Let's go, Jelani. Yeah, that might be play of the morning. So I'm glad I called it. But again, I'm gonna have to. Um, I don't know. I'm a little annoyed that there's so many are to liquidate only. But have you noticed that a lot of these ones that says liquidate only, they've been flushing? And I've noticed somebody said something about Webull. It was liquidate only as well. So does that mean long traders they can get positions either? So I wonder if there might be a correlation with the liquidate onlys if they have a tendency to flush harder because of that, since many people can't get in them. Wonder if there's a correlation. I bet. There might be an edge there somewhere. So you can long with Webull? Just got here. Update me, folks. Who's winning today? Shorts always win, my friend. Oh, you can't buy long on liquidate. That's what I was thinking. Probably something there. I might look into it. I mean, unless you got a following that you can pump to get in your ticker after you jump in it. Now, there's some good long traders out there, but again, like I said, short selling, the edge is just massive. You can make money going long. I just think it's harder. And I'm not in here to accomplish. I want easy money. And again, got to be careful saying easy. It's not easy. We take risks, but especially in the market conditions we're currently been in, if it's not oil or war, they've been flushing pretty good. No, I was kind of joking, Mr. Silly, but we usually can find a way to make some money. So I'm still holding BEAT. My cover's at 161. I'm expecting this one to be slow, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's not the same on E-Trade and stuff, but again, if you can take a portion of the longs out, that is momentum traders. So even if you take 50% of them out, you know, Webull, Robinhood, that's where a lot of the retail traders are anyways. If you eliminate them, I imagine the pumps probably have less follow through. You don't have to take them all out, but if you can eliminate a decent amount of them. I'm about to sue you after saying it was easy when I get caught in a $50 Chinese miracle squeeze. I took it back. I said it wasn't easy. Easier. But as always, shorting, that's the downside of shorting though. There's always higher risk. You can lose more than you put in. So it's life, the great equalizer. Take on more risk short selling. But again, like I was saying yesterday, if you eliminate Chinese, nanos, and hot themes, you lower the probability of that happening substantially. SGN. Starting to push a little bit. $13 million float, 8 million market cap. News today, anticipated closing date for business combination with blockchain digital infrastructure. So digital assets have been pretty weak and the news has been flushing pretty good, but this one's just not up enough. I'll keep my eye on it. If it wants to push a little bit more, I'll consider it, but I want to see it push a little bit more. BEAT, as expected, slowly falling towards my 161 cover. Good insight, J Money. Yeah, I imagine you're not alone for sure. Was I able to short APVO only on Trade the Pool? I mean, I made close to $1,000 on it though. On Trade the Pool, got a nice little quick flush on it, but I couldn't get it on TradeZero. How does shorting work on TradeZero pre-market? I always wanted to short, but get scared. Bro, that's a very broad question. I mean, it's the you just got to get your locates, and it's just like buying. You just sell first, but there's one more step. You got to get locates prior to shorting, unless you're on like Trade the Pool. That's the prop firm. If any of y'all are unfamiliar. But yeah, SGN, I expect this one to probably not have that strong of a move. Like I said, digital assets, aka crypto, has not been very strong, and I don't expect it to be strong until Bitcoin shows strength. Ooh, RXT pushing. Oh, he posted a video about it. J Money, you know he did. Yesterday, he did. I didn't watch it. VTAK. Yeah, these definite mergers make me a little nervous. It's recovering for sure. RXT. So let me look into this one more. Man, I keep jacking up my dang screen. Okay. BEAT, I'm about to get my fill. I'll look at RXT in a second. I'm watching BEAT. I just moved it up to 162, so I'm out of BEAT. So RXT, let's do some due diligence on this one. I might miss this one too. Like I said, I'm being a little slow and conservative today. Oh, this ain't even my, this is 500 million market cap. I don't trade these. So out of BEAT, caught a decent move on it. But yeah, bigger market cap than I like. Ross is a legend, bro. What you talking about? I don't know if you're being serious or sarcastic. I don't dislike the dude. I think he's, I watch some of his videos sometimes. But if you can't figure out his little scheme he's got going on, then joke's on you. Because he is a good trader. I always say that. I think Ross is a very good trader. But when you have a lot of followers that jump in trades after you, and you trade small float tickers, it only helps, you know. But I think he would have success even if he didn't have a following. I just think he has an extra edge because you got a bunch of people that jump in after him. Because I did his little trial, and I noticed like just a lot of people jump in after him. So it only helps for sure. But Ross is a good trader. I just don't like how he makes short sellings look like, you know, like we're the devil. And he gives like crazy scenarios. Like if I took a $2 million short here and it went up, I would lose $10 million. Like, bro, then don't enter a 2 million. Like, who's entering a 2 million short in pre-market on a sketchy ticker? Like, I just wish you'd give like realistic examples to short selling. But maybe that helps us. So not very many people are doing it. So if too many people started getting into short selling, it would we would probably not have as much of an edge in pre-market, or locates would be more expensive. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, success logic. Like his liquidity of people jumping in after him, that's just such a huge advantage when you're going long. But like I said, I think he would still be successful without that. But he's got a nice little system. T-Mac, I'm gonna make a Ross taught me to short. Yeah, again, that's another thing, Paul. Like I'm trying to be nice. I really am. I try to be nice, but yeah, the way he talks about shorts and like we're bad people because we short a ticker for 30 seconds, you know what I mean? And it's no different than him scalping it for 30 seconds. Like, but you know, he uses that example. Like if we short a cancer stock, it's just not morally right. It's just like, bro, what's the difference? We just scalped it. You scalped it too. But whatever. Like him scalping it long is going to lead to its success. I don't know. It's weird, but I think people fall for it. So RXT is fading. Again, I didn't trade this one because it's a little bit bigger market cap than I prefer. 830s when the next PRs come out. I don't know why I freaked out and moved my cover up to 162, but I'm glad I did because it's starting to, well, I shouldn't say freak out, but the price action, I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and cover. So I'm out of BEAT. If it gets back to VWAP though, I might play it again. I don't mind these slow faders like this. Whenever the move's over with and it's taking its time falling, I don't care. As long as it's going the direction I like. But again, I haven't taken very many trades today. Just APVO, made close to $1,000 on this one, but was on Trade the Pool. And then just a couple scalps on BEAT. And before I got on, I caught a few on SKYE. These were actually my biggest winners on the day. Outside of APVO, but that was again Trade the Pool. So not a lot of action for me today. Mr. Silly, yeah, I don't try to talk anybody. Me and Colin talk about this all the time. I don't try to talk anybody into short selling. Again, I'll tell you, I think we have an edge, but just watch me long enough. You'll see there's an edge. You know what I mean? Um, and I guarantee our group, our Discord, probably wins way more than most long groups. We have a little. So again, just got to decide that for yourself. But I think we have a huge edge because I don't even think I'm that great of a trader, to be honest. I say that all the time. I think we have a huge edge. I think I'm decent, but you know, I couldn't figure out on the long side. But as soon as I got to the short side, I've been killing it since almost day one. Like I made big mistakes along the way, and that's why I try to share tips and tricks with y'all. But uh, I struggled as a long trader, small caps. I'm struggling with covering too early, not letting winners ride. Any advice to improve on that? I should stop looking at the 1 minute to begin with. Left so much on the table with BIAF things. Man, it's something I struggle with too. It's tough because similar to what we were messaging about, John, in the Discord. I know me and you were talking about this casually. It's the it's really hard to know which ones to hold, but similar to that example I gave in the Discord, what was it, MDCX? Like the one I walked y'all through briefly yesterday. This is a good example. Let's pull it up on the 1 minute. Yeah, here it is. So see, front side, I typically like to cover quick. So this is, I remember I told y'all I got a position at 70 cents. And I said, hey, I'm gonna cover at VWAP since we're still front side. So I covered there. So that was a scalp. And I said, but if it fails to break a new high on this retest, I'm going to hold because that might be the start of backside. And guess what I did? I held and called the backside move. So you really it really depends on where the play is. And there will be times where even on front side, it can completely flush and you're going to beat yourself up for not holding. But hindsight's 2020, you know. So the more trash the company is, the more trash the news is, the more overhyped the pump is, the more likely it is going to fade. But if it's strong news, strong themes, decent company, I prefer to scalp those because there's a chance that it will recover. So again, if it's front side, it's usually a safe bet to scalp it. But once you can kind of confirm that, okay, it's not breaking new highs, we might be on backside, that's often the time to hold the position. But again, not financial advice, that's just how I play them. And there's still times that I wish I would hold when I cover too quick. And then there's times that I hold and I wish I would have covered quicker, you know? So it's not a perfect science. And I think we're all trying to dial that in for the most part. Also, you know, you can do it based on moving averages, you know. So here's a good example, even with the same one. So, you know, after it finally broke below the 9, you know what I mean? Like some traders will be like, well, when it finally breaks above the 9, I'll cover because that might mean it's reversing or something. So you're just going to have to figure out a system that works for you. But yeah, no, it's a hard battle to know when to hold and when not to. I still haven't figured it out. Hopefully that helps a little though. He likes to talk trash about shorts. It's like Democrats and Republicans. The other side will always be the enemy. But yeah, I know you say that a lot, J Money, but like I don't think shorts are that. I think longs hate shorts way more than shorts hate longs. Like you go to Webull, like when people talk about shorts, like we're like the devil. I'll take a long. Ross ain't gonna take a short. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen Ross take a short? I take longs at least once or twice a week. So I don't feel like we're as like crybabies as much as the long side. Like I like longs. Y'all pump, you know, they pump up the ticker for us. But I guess it is us versus them. But like I'll take a long. I took one yesterday actually. So. And a lot of the shorts that some of the bigger short sellers out there, they mostly short, but they'll take long sometimes too. But I'm not sure why like hardcore long traders like won't take a short because I know they have to see some setups and know that like, hey, this ticker's about to go down. But maybe not. I don't know. Whoa, J Money, you're kind of flipping your tone on Ross. Weren't you one of those Ross boys in the beginning? I used to say things about Ross. You didn't. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, J Money. You've been fair from the beginning with him, but you did defend him a few times in the beginning, and I don't forget that. I remember who defends Ross. So it's 8:30 in 15 seconds. Let's see if we get some more plays. SGN. Probably late to it. That was a few comments ago. Oh, it is. I'm glad I was late to it. Gave it a chance to keep pushing. So let's pull up the daily, especially since 8:30 is right here. We might get some money rotation here in a second. I would really like it up here about 96 cents on the daily, or closer to 90. So I'm gonna wait and let it push because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. CELU. Let's see what this is. Doesn't look super liquid right now. Okay, it's pushing though. $8 million float, 36 market cap, 35 million strategic license deals, strengthens capital position and advanced longevity focus strategy. Ah, went right to the 200 and failed. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting locates. Okay, got me a baby starter on it. Now I'm gonna do some more due diligence. And the main reason I just jumped in it quick, guys, because I love the 200s. It's my favorite entry criteria when it hits the 200. Enter definite agreement. Ooh, it is a definite agreement though. So I might, let's see, we're at 156. I put a covered order there, but it didn't hit it. But again, I'm in small, so I'm just going to do some more research and let it do its thing. So enter definite agreement to grant an exclusive license for its commercial stage placental derived biomaterial transition to commercial biometric. I mean, 35 million is a pretty good amount for this size company though. Oh, it hit my fill, so I'm out of it now. And again, I might miss a bigger move here. It's talking about your question, John. But just got in quick, 1,000 shares, made a couple hundred on it, nothing crazy. I don't know. I think the news is actually kind of decent. Up to 35 million in upfront and milestone payments, providing non-dilutive capital too. That's a big one because a lot of the times it's dilutive capital. I think it's decent news, but everything's flushing lately. So I'm not going to enter it again unless it gets really extended. What's SGN doing? Giving back a little bit here. I don't know. I feel good about that cover though, just because this one might hang around a little bit. Ross is in SGN? Really? I thought he liked some price here. CELU might not be that good. They're essentially selling off a portion of their business to someone else, and if it becomes successful, they get royalties. I mean, that's the exit strategy, though. A lot of companies, especially biotech companies, that's their end goal. Get a buyout by a bigger company or buy a portion of the business. I personally think it's decent, but you might be right. And again, I'm not saying it's like groundbreaking news, but I think it's decent. I like to short trash news, and I'm not confident this is really that trash. I think it might hang around, but everything's been flushing, so let's see if this one flushes. That's crazy he was in SGN though. We're getting a little flush here on CELU. We're at the 9, so let's see what it does here. Oh, Ross was never in SGN. Yeah, I was surprised to hear that. Flush on SCELU. So again, John, I don't know if you're still on the call. So see, here's an example where I covered quick and I probably should have held some. So it's just, you're going to miss some, you know what I mean? Like, I guess the big lesson is, oh, look at, dang, BAT ended up flushing all the way down to 151. You're going to miss some. You're going to cover quicker than you should, and there's going to be times where you should cover quick and you shouldn't have. So you're just going to have to live with that. So CELU giving a lot of it back. J Money, you might be right on CELU because it's starting to give back some here too. It's under 150 now. So I might wrap up here soon because I had a decent morning so far. Again, caught some quick scalps more than anything. Didn't catch any big moves today, but besides on Trade the Pool, I caught about $1 move on 1,000 shares, so that helped. But most of them were quick scalps. So I'm sitting at 1,600 on the morning. But again, my best 2 plays were before the live stream started. I just didn't enter them too heavy. But that's a good spot for me because I'll trade throughout the day when I see good setups too. So let me look through, make sure there's no plays I'm missing. And if so, I'm going to probably just wrap up and call it a day. And that's 1,600 not counting Trade the Pool. So I made 964 on that one. Yeah, I don't really see anything I absolutely love. What did VTAK end up doing? I should have took a long on that one. I called that one early, but again, the definite merger agreements, like, I don't really like shorting these personally. I just haven't had a lot of success with them. And sometimes they give back still, but it really depends on the terms and how beneficial it is to the shareholders. And you kind of got to get granular into the details to know that. And I'm not trying to do that on live stream. I'm just trying to play the pops. I'm not trying to research. I mean, high level research, I don't mind, but not like hardcore. SGN, if it gets up to that 88, 90 cent level, probably will be a play, guys. But again, not financial advice. I'm talking about for myself. If it gets up there, I might. But again, it's starting to look a little bit like a grinder. I don't love those. I like kind of more quick moves to these levels. Yeah, not really seeing much I like. Is TPET a good short? Is that an oil ticker? Well, let's look at what oil's doing right now. USO. I don't know, it's kind of trading sideways, curling up a tiny bit. I haven't really looked at the macro news today or yesterday too much about where we are with Iran, mainly because I don't believe anything. So yeah, it is kind of in a downtrend. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. It could be a good short, but the thing is, all it takes is one PR and oil prices to shoot up, and this thing could rip. So just be aware of that. If you do want to trade it, just stay close to, you know, what's going on with Iran and the oil plays, and if, you know, oil rips, it could rip too. But yeah, it is a little extended. What is BATL at? BATL. Yeah, most of them are fade, but BATL is curling up a little bit too. What about TURB? I know too many of these oil plays now. It's not really doing too much. Yeah, but I'm trying to avoid these plays right now, to be honest, until I get more confirmation that this theme is dying. There's going to be some good backside setups for these though here soon. Well, hopefully soon. All right, I'm going to look at the comments, and I'm probably going to bounce unless y'all have something. No, I don't show my trade. Oh, if you're in the Discord, I share my trades, like screenshots and stuff like that, but there's really no way to do it on YouTube. And if I'm signed into I trade mobile, by the way. If I'm signed into my mobile, I can't be signed into, you can connect your TradeZero to TradingView, but you just can't be signed into both of them at the same time. So yeah, you can't see my trades, but I share them throughout the day in the Discord, and at the end of the day, my P&L. And I use TradeZero. I have a link for that in my description. Been using them for 3 or 4 years at this point. Yeah, J Money. I'm not trying to dig into mergers. All right, cool. Not seeing much in the comments besides Money making me laugh, and some good. Yeah, I agree, J Money. Oh, there'll be some good shorts here soon on it. But on that note, appreciate that, Dominion. Thank you for this channel. Appreciate the insight. And if you want to join the Discord, the link's in the description. If not, I'll be back tomorrow 7 a.m. and I will see y'all then. Thank y'all.